Hello again, this is Robert Carr from Intuitive Healing. I've got a lot of nice feedback from video number 1, so I've decided to do a few more videos now. I've got plans to do about 6 or 7, which is interesting. And this one is all about the client experience. How a visit to me happens, how you feel during the process, and how you are expected to feel after the process. I'm a great believer in knowledge is power. The more we know about the subject, the less we fear it. So I'm going to do lots of educational videos, and I'm going to cover lots of subjects, including lots of stuff about the paranormal. And the paranormal is a word that its meaning is things that are outside of normal scientific rationale and generally outside of the accepted laws of nature, or as I prefer to call it, the interesting stuff. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got when I became a healer was wait to be asked. You can put yourself out there, you can't force yourself on anybody. It's like somebody going to Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and saying, my name's Bob Carr and I'm an alcoholic. And once they've voiced that, they are ready to get better. And I always wait for people to approach me, and as soon as they make a phone call, it's the equivalent. So I put myself out there, I throw my leaflets about, I throw my cards out, I've got my Facebook page, and I wait to be approached when the time is right for that person. I've got my script here, so if you see my eyes wandering, it's because I'm cheating. Generally speaking, when you come to my house, I've got a nice bed, a massage bed, and you lie down on it. There's a nice pillow, there's a bolster cushion that goes under your knees to get you back into nice alignment. I take a minute or two to get my energy through. I don't go into a trance or anything. Occasionally my voice gets deeper, like it's doing now, because I'm kind of in the zone with my guides, and I go a bit Tom Jones. There's background music on, instrumentals. Lyrics are a distraction, so you generally lie down, and then I put my hands on the side of your head and make that spiritual connection with you. Generally speaking, when you're receiving healing, it changes the pattern of your brainwaves, so it puts you into relaxation mode. And generally speaking, as soon as the hands go on the side of the head, people's eyelids start to flutter, which means they are taking the healing on board. And then when the connection's made, I will work down your chakras, which I mentioned last time. So, prop again, glasses on. I put my hand on that one, your crown chakra and your forehead, and then the forehead and the throat, and then the throat and the heart and the solar plexus and the sacral, and then join them both together, put my hands on the top of your head and between your knees. Then after that process is done, I'll go down one side of the body, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, ankle, and then go down the other side of the body and do the same. And then if I'm drawn to do anything more on top of that, I will go back to certain areas. It's the same process for everyone. Everyone gets the same process, but everybody absorbs the healing that they need on the day. People can experience different things. Some people feel heat from my hands, some people feel cold from my hands, some people feel tingling, some people describe it as an electricity or an energy pulse. Everybody's different. Everybody's energy requirements are individual to them, so they feel different things. How it manifests in their body can be they feel very heavy. They feel like they're getting pushed into the bench. And when I said the other day about your spirit body's peeling away, if you imagine you're lying down and one of your spirit's bodies getting realigned, it's literally pushing you into the bench. So that's why you get manifestations of heaviness. Sometimes you're feeling light as if you're floating off the bench, and that is sometimes because one of your spirit bodies is being lifted out to be worked on individual. Some people feel like they're vibrating when they're on the bed, and that is your spirit bodies getting shuffled back. Some people feel cold and tingly. Some people feel heat. Heat is a sign that emotions are being released. Muscle tension is being relieved. Joints are loosening. Cold and tingling is energy moving in the area where it's been lacking, where there's been a blockage in your chakras, and you undo that blockage and the energy starts to flow, then it manifests as cold. Sometimes people get internal movements. Sometimes people twitch, such as your knee joint is a favourite, ankle joint is a favourite. And sometimes people literally twitch while they're lying on the bed at jerky movements. And I call this the wet dog syndrome, and it's kind of when a dog's wet and it shakes itself to get rid of all that excess water. Sometimes people will have lots of trauma or emotional dramas that they've kept internalized, and it's their opportunity to kind of shake them off. So the twitch on the bed and the shake, and it's like letting go. It's letting go of memories. Some people cry. Sometimes it's when you get healing, it's like the cork out of the bottle. Champagne cork comes out of the bottle. You can't get a champagne cork back in because it changes shape. And it's an emotional release, and some people cry. Some people fall asleep because they find it, my mate Marty, he says it's the most relaxing 20 minutes of his month. He just lies there, and as soon as I start healing, bang, he's asleep. Some people experience colours while they're lying there. I always encourage people to lie with their eyes closed, and depending on what colour they get, back in my chart, it reflects on what chakra is being healed at that time. Sometimes they get pictures which is relevant to them, and as long as they can relate to them, it doesn't make any difference to me. And then that takes about 20 minutes from the start of the process to the end of the process. And when people tend to get off the bed, they'll sit down and we'll have a debrief. I call it the Thunderbirds moment, because people stand up and they're literally, whoa, Thunderbirds puppet. Couple of glasses of water, and that calms it down. And then we'll have a debrief or a discussion. And I'll tell them what I've picked up. I'll tell them how I feel their spirit bodies are, how their chakras are, when I think this process started. Sometimes I say, like, 9 years ago you had an emotional trauma, it chopped the legs from you, you've never quite recovered, etc, etc, etc. So we'll have a chat. It's not a case of you come, you get healed, and you go out the door. Education is the key. Understand what the problem is, move forward. Generally speaking, when we're sitting having this debrief, people tend to go cold. And that is because the healing has started the process. And by healing the spirit bodies and the chakras, it means that your energy flow, like I explained in video 1, starts to manifest and your aura starts to repair. And because energy is moving in the areas where it's been lacking, it manifests as cold, so people tend to go chilly. This can be a long-term thing. I did have a woman go chilly for 48 hours. She wasn't very happy. And it's a spiritual cold. There's nothing you can do about it. You can wear 15 jumpers and you will still be cold. It is a spiritual process, not a physical process. It's a 3-day process getting healing. It's the day you have it, where your spirit bodies are healed and they impose themselves on your physical. And the following day, your physical responds with, whoa, what's going on here? Stiffness, soreness, pain. But it's nothing to be worried about. It's just your 3 spirit bodies imposing their will on your physical. And then the day after that, that is when it starts to work. The the healing is not just a 20-minute thing. If you imagine while you're on the bench and I'm doing my job, a Duracell battery is inserted, and that battery will last between 7 and 14 days. So it is a continual process for 7 to 14 days, where sometimes you might feel chilly on a day, you might feel warm. There's a lot of emotional releases during that time. And if you imagine a 12-inch ruler, you need to be at the 6-inch point to be balanced. Some people are over here, some people are over there. And either end of the ruler are emotional releases. One end's laughing, one end's crying. So you might watch the worst episode of Dad's Army there's ever been made and laughing like a drain, and people are looking at you like stupid. Or you might just have occasions where you're just sitting in the house and you start to cry. Let it out. Let it out. You don't even need to understand what you're crying for. I had a client yesterday, had opened a can of worms, and she texted us and she said, I cried all the way home, but I didn't feel sad, but I feel better for it. So it's an emotional release. It's allowing your kettle to boil. If your kettle doesn't boil, your kettle can explode. So it kind of sets a process away. Depending on how out of balance you are, it can take up to 4 sessions. Your average is 2 or 3, but sometimes 4. And healing always works. Not sometimes in the way you expect. It works on the mental, physical, spiritual and emotional. So you might come with a physical problem and the healing might not be able to affect that as much as you expect. But it may put you in an emotional place where you feel better about your problems, mentally able to deal with it better, and spiritually on the right path. So it's kind of, it always works, but not necessarily in the way you feel. You're going to get help. And as in all things, with the way I work, if I can't help you, I don't charge. I'm going to be doing several more videos. Once you are a healer, you are kind of a Swiss Army knife, and you've got lots of uses, and you kind of get drawn to or involved in a lot of other fields of paranormal activity or spiritual activity. So I'm going to inform you, educate you. Knowledge is power. I hope this gives you an idea of what will happen when you come to see me for a session. Us for a session. I'm here if you need us. Take care. Thanks for watching. Share it if you like. And catch you later. Bye bye.